Hey, Louise and Dee's Living Fit every day. Happy to bring to you this final part of the series that I have been sharing on how I apply the principles of a 12-step recovery program to my fitness. So as I mentioned in the first part, I am actually in a 12-step program, and it has tremendously helped me transform every area of my life. So what I do is follow what I did it to overcome drinking was to apply these principles, these 12 steps and the principles behind the steps to overcome addictive drinking. So the thing is, when we first start on that journey of recovery, you want to really understand, well, how are these steps and these principles going to fix this? Because it just doesn't look like it's going to. And it's hard to just fully understand how is like admitting I'm powerless and coming to believe in a power greater than me and turning my thoughts and my actions over to that power and taking an inventory of the things that I've done in the past and admitting that to somebody else and then making those amends and seeing who it affected. How is that going to actually help me to stop drinking? Because it does not appear that it's going to. But it does, and it has for hundreds of thousands of people. And the thing is, everybody wants to understand how it works, but nobody really does. So we just know that it does, and it every time and time and time again, it works. And it works if you work it. So my advice to you today, before I go into the final 3 steps, is that hopefully you've watched the first 2 videos and started applying some of those things. So the first one was about getting started and the things you have to do to shift that mindset. And then in the second video was about getting into action, because really you can know everything you need to know and you can try to totally understand everything, but unless you're in action, unless you are applying these things, they're not going to work no matter how much you understand them. So then this one is about how we maintain. So if you do apply the principles that I did from steps 1 through 9, you will start seeing changes. You will start feeling results. You will, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And if you continue to apply them, then those will just sort of start multiplying on them. One day at a time, you'll look back and think, oh my gosh, it's been 3 months, it's been 6 months. And but the next 3 steps I'm going to talk about are key to that as well. So again, in that first video, I said you can't do this cafeteria style. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to apply this, this, and this, and not do all these other things. You really have to look at all of them. They are 12 steps for a reason, and they're in order for a reason. And if you apply them, they will change your life in every area of your life, like I mentioned. So here we are at step 10. And that is continue to take a personal inventory and admitted. So you're looking back. At step 6, we looked at the inventory. We looked at what we did, our behaviors, our choices, our attitudes, how we reacted to people that set the ball in motion, that got us to the place where we were at, that caused us to be overweight, that caused us to not have energy, to cause our self-esteem to go in the dump, to caused us to have health issues, chronic health issues. So we looked at that. And then we took care of that in steps 7, 8, and 9. But now at 10, we're going to continue on a daily basis. We're going to continue to take inventory, a personal inventory, and we break that up into like 3 parts. So upon awakening, so when you first get up in the morning, you want to look at your day ahead. You want to look at the next 24 hours and assess, what do I have going on? Do I have a lunch meeting that I need to prepare for? Or do I have a meeting or a commitment in the evening when I normally would go to the gym or work out at home? So now you got to figure out, what am I going to do upon awakening? You kind of figure out what your plan is for the day and make adjustments as you need to. So for your lunch meeting, you might figure out what restaurant you're going to go to and look at their menu ahead of time. Or if it's a lunch meeting at your office, then you take your own lunch. If you've got a commitment, you're not going to be able to get your workout in the evening, if that's when you do your workouts, maybe you get in a 15-minute walk at lunchtime. Or maybe in the morning you realize that your day is going to be full and I need to stay on task in the morning and prep some food to take it with me because I'm going to be busy and on the run all day. So that's that kind of that inventory of what your day is going to look like. What does your 24-hour plan look like? So then again at night, when we retire, So when we retire, we look back on our day, the 24 hours that we just did, and we look at what we did right, what we could do better, make sure we didn't harm anyone along the way, and that mainly applies to when we're doing a recovery program. But in fitness, you can look at what did my actions, how did that potentially harm my own progress, or if I'm so you should be leading by example, right? And was I a good example today? Did I lead a good example today? So at night you retire and you look at those things so that tomorrow when you wake up, if there's something that you could have done better, then that you learn your lesson along the way. And then the third part of that is just all along the day. So if things come up, you're going to have temptation. Somebody brings in baked goods to your work break room, and how are you going to handle that? When you look, part of your retiring at night, you look back on that and look, did you handle it well, or could you have handled it better? And all along the way, you may have to recall your why you're on this journey, why you set out, why this is important to you, why it matters, who's it affecting. So when you do get faced with those temptations or those excuses start to pile up, you have to look at that. And maybe we like to pause, I pray, ask for what is the next right thing for me to do in this situation. So that is step 10, perseverance. That is called the maintenance step. So you want to continually reviewing and planning ahead, right? So then you got step 10, which is awareness. It's sought through prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact with God as I understand Him, praying for the knowledge of His will for me and the power to carry that out. So how do you apply that to fitness? Well, prayer and meditation is great for your fitness, for your health. I do a prayer meditation in the morning. If you didn't catch my series on empowering your potential, it is based on the Miracle Morning, and where it incorporates prayer meditation. So definitely check that out. But what we want to do is, because we're looking at, in the beginning in the steps when we admitted we're powerless and that we have to have the power by which to live. So this is just staying, with a very strong connection, again, to your why, and to the, so you're looking for the knowledge of His will, the knowledge of the things that are going to continue us on that path. So if you're struggling, then this is where you want to reach out for help. And in this process, when you pray and you meditate, I'm telling you what, things are going to come out that you didn't realize. You're going to start having that inner peace. You're going to start realizing, what, I've been doing pretty good. I can do this. And it just kind of helps keep you going. And you grow. That's my thing with that. It's like a growth step. And then step 12, pay it forward. This is service step. This is where we're having changed our own lives, we carry the message to others. We practice these principles in all our affairs, and we show people how we've done it and how they can do it too. Very, very powerful step. And in that process, when you are showing others, again, all this along the way, you want to lead by example, right? But when you are showing and carrying the message to other people, when you are telling them, here's what I did, do you want, let's team up, become the new accountability partner. Let me help you do what I've done so you can have what I have, that peace, the new level of health and fitness. You're more active, your self-esteem is better, you're comfortable in the skin that you're in, you're able to play with your kids, you're able to go on hikes with your friends, and it's just all of this that happens. But it takes with starting at step 1 and persevering and continuing through all the steps. And you may have to repeat them over and over again every day. So this is one day at a time, remember. So again, don't have to understand how this all works. The thing is that you take and you apply these things in your life, in your fitness journey, and in all your affairs. I sure hope this has helped you. Please comment below. Reach out to me if you need some help in getting started. I would absolutely be honored to help you. And it would be my honor to pay it forward. Thank you very much. Bye.